In this presentation, we will discuss healthcare authorization sources and healthcare financial statements. As with colleges and universities, when we're thinking about the not-for-profit healthcare organizations, we can break them out into governmental not-for-profit and non-governmental not-for-profit. That's where our focus is on here. Like with the colleges and universities, when we're thinking about the governmental not-for-profit healthcare organizations, they will have different types of authorizations and sources of authority. And that will include the GASB, as opposed to those that are going to be non-for-profit or non-profit, non-governmental, which will be governed by FASB. So note, as we think of the healthcare organizations, they will of course have overlap within each other, no matter if they're governmental or non-governmental, given the fact that they're both healthcare organizations and therefore have certain kinds of things that are specific to the industry that they're in, and therefore the accounting for them will be similar in that way. However, there's also going to be differences, and those differences will run along the line as we've seen, as we've thought about not-for-profit types of organizations in prior presentations, and that will be whether they're governmental not-for-profit or non-governmental not-for-profit. So the FASB is going to be in charge of those that are non-governmental not-for-profit. The sole authorization source of GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, for non-governmental, not-for-profit healthcare organization. GASB, then, the authoritative source for GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, for entities involved in governmental or business type activities or both. Financial statements. So when we're considering the financial statements for FASB, again, the non-governmental, and then GASB, which would be the governmental, remember that the financial statements are going to be similar for any type of organization. We need something similar to a balance sheet, which is how are they doing as of a point in time, and some type of performance statement. How are they doing over time? That would be similar to an income statement. So within the FASB, we have a balance sheet or a statement of financial position. Those are both similar type of statements, right? The balance sheet as of a point in time, the statement of financial position, another name for a statement that's similar to the balance sheet, reporting as of a point in time. Statement of operations, that's going to be another term for basically an income statement type of account, because the operations indicates how are they doing over time, how are they operating over time. Those are those timing statements like revenue and expense type of accounts that are going to be measuring performance. We have the statement of cash flows, and then we have the statement of changes in net assets. And you can think of that kind of like a statement of equity, because the net assets is what we're going to call the equity section. We have assets minus liabilities is going to be the net assets as opposed to equity. So the statement of changes in net assets is what is the change or what is the activity within the net assets over a time period. Then with regards to GASB, on the GASB side of things, we have the statement of net position. Again, a balance sheet type of account. How are we doing? How are we at this particular position at this point in time? Similar to a balance sheet. We have statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position. That's going to be the timing account, kind of like an income statement account. We have the revenue in it. We have the expenses in it. We have the changes in net position, which of course the net position is kind of like the equity section in a for-profit type of organization. The major change in the net position would be like the net income type number. That's going to be the major change in it. And then, of course, we have the statement of cash flows.